with Aspinall. Why are you gonna fight on when you don't have 100% vision? Like
in London, everybody wants to be a footballer or like, you know, go to school, be a lawyer or something.
Obviously, I'd rather be a footballer.
But like,
I was just on my school team because I could fight.
Yeah.
Back in this day, it was like you just get a call like, oh, do you want to fight on Saturday?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. We had just the best welterweights in there. We had Kamaru, who was the champ at the time. We had Gilbert, Shavkat, Ian Gary. But there's shit that's happened in the gym that no one will ever know about.
Kamaru talked about how he got dropped by Michael Johnson.
We was there when Leon head kicked Kamaru, right? MJ was next to me, I think. The knockout happened and we were like, oh my God, devastated, obviously. And I was like, yeah. And I turned to MJ and I was like, is that the first time he's been knocked out? And MJ was like, nah, I knocked him out. I was like, you piece of shit. Whatever you want to say, and there's a lot of people don't like Brendan. Bro, we've been in situations and he's had my back, bro, and I've seen him running to have my back.
Yeah,
so
it's a real family relationship.
Bro, you can never doubt his loyalty, yeah, man. I've dealt with like real losses in real life, so even there I got knocked out.
I get bumped. I'm like, get bumped on my shoulder. I look to my left. It's Dillon Danis.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, after you've been kicked out.
After he did,
they
by
beat
like,
the
but John Paul literally.
Yeah, bro.
Around on the ear, like perfectly behind the ear, just got him, dude.
Beating the brakes off that way. PFL, they have shows where it's like there's people fighting on the main card, they're not even on the roster. You can't take them seriously. They're not making the best fights. There's fights that are like rigged.
But is it?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Right. Before we get into like, we're gonna do a bit different today. Thanks for coming out for the third time, Tuco. We're gonna do it a bit different today. I've got some photos to show you. But I wanted to start off with something because we did a watch along down here. We just bring it like close.
Yeah. Should I put my clothes?
Where is this good?
Good. These two soft spoken.
Let's do that.
Wait, say something?
Yo.
Okay, we're good.
Alright. So, I wanted to start with last week.
Gary versus Bilal Muhammad,
Yeah.
right? Because I went on a rant about a couple of weeks ago with Cyril Gann poking Tom Aspinall on the eye.
Yeah.
And I was just sick of these like nerds in the comments online talking about how Aspinall's a quitter and all of this.
Yeah.
And obviously you're good friends with Bilal.
Yeah.
And I know Bilal got poked in the eye last week a
Yeah.
couple times by Ian Gary. No, I like Future Box. I'm affiliated with them quite a bit. So I'm not going to chat a lot of about Ian Gary, but...
I know Ian as well, bro.
Yeah,
He's my teammate.
yeah, of
for
course,
years.
he was
He's
at
good
Killcliff,
kid,
right? But let's talk about it. Like, how are we gonna fix eye poking in this whole right now?
Damn. And as well, if you know Bilal, you know he's had like eye issues and he got a bad poke against Leon. It ended the fight. And I feel like with the context, like in the region that it was over there again, and we just had that main event with Aspinall, so he was like, Bilal like had to carry on. I don't know, bro. Thank God I've never been poked in the eye. Am I allowed to swear on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been poked in the eye, and I've never poked anyone in the eye. But I don't feel like I'm conscious of it. I don't know. It's just some people have that stance where their hands are up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe if they do the immediate point deduction, but it is an accident for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Some guys, they're repeat offenders.
John Jones.
I think Cyril's done it a bunch, right?
Cyril's.
And I think Ian has even done it a few times.
I mean, Cyril's was crazy.
Yeah,
Cyril was the full Edward Scissorhand,
bro.
French baguette.
That scares me, bro.
Double, full poke.
It scares me because I've had friends that have eye issues and they've had to have the surgery and they put the gas bubble in your eye and all that. I'm like, oh my God.
No, it's...
Thank God I haven't had knees or eyes, touch wood.
Well, I think it's sort of Tom still can't see. I mean, that's what his dad said.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't really know Tom.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's British, so I have to fucking have his back and be a fan. You know what I mean? I wish him the best. He represents us. But I don't really know him. I didn't think it looked that bad.
Right.
But obviously, I don't know. I've never had that happen to me, so I can't speak on it. And it's like, again, why... I said this on when I was on with you before about Chimaev. I was like, why do you have to appease the fans? I was like, yeah, that fight weren't the most entertaining with Drickers, but go get the belt. Like, get a hold of the belt. Change your life. And same with Aspinall. Why are you going to fight on when you don't have 100% vision? Like,
You can't see. Like people think
Yeah,
about
but
like,
who
this,
cares?
This goes back to what we talked about before.
Yeah.
Like, these random guys talking about how they could be a UFC fighter, or they would keep going. It's like that's
it's
Cyril
like-
Gane. He's like 6'5", 260,
Yeah, let him
insane
poke you in the eye.
kickboxer running at you. You know what I mean?
But
So
yeah, it's like, do you want to be a champion, lose in the history books forever, or do you want to be like this kind of Justin Gaethje type guy that's like, I bang for the fans and
yeah. I mean, I don't want to harp on this too long, but just going back to what you said about it being intentional. I feel like Jim Miller came out and he was like, it's always intentional. I mean, there's people who think different ways about this. You know, it's like keep a closed fist.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've trained with some old school guys that were like, if you're having a bad round, kick the guy in the nuts. Some kickboxers, I won't name names, but they're like, hey, just kick. Like, if I get rocked, I kick the guy in the nuts straight away. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, John Jones figured that out ages ago.
Yeah.
Anytime he was in trouble, he was like, nah, bro.
Just kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, just poke with the eye, kick him in the nuts.
I don't know, man, because they tried to change the gloves, and then it's so ironic that they changed the UFC gloves, and then John Jones refused to fight. They changed them back.
Yeah, exactly. And that's,
I don't know.
That's the thing. I just think if there was a bigger punishment, obviously you don't like. I don't think fighters, you know, in general, get paid enough anyway. So I don't necessarily want to be like, we should be taking money away or anything like that. But if they were like point straight, if you poke somebody like accidental or not, I don't think you'd see it anymore. I feel like you see a lot of closed fists.
Yeah, they'd be more careful, right?
And you just train that way, right?
Yeah.
But listen, this is Tuco Tokkos' third time on the Backseat Fire podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Legend in the game, UFC veteran. You know, just got a win this year, coming off a win, big win against Junior Taffa. So glad to have him back. And today we're going to do it a little bit different, Tuco. All right? We had a little conversation about the eye pokes. But I've got some photos for you and some questions to accompany. So here's a photo with you from 2013. Got it off the Instagram. They're all from your Instagram, so it's not a surprise. Here, take a look at that one.
Oh, damn, Jimmy Manua,
That's
old school, UK legend.
So yeah, explain. That's Jimmy Manua, UFC legend, English MMA legend. So
I used to train with Jude Samuel. He was like the first British homegrown black belt. He was my first jiu-jitsu coach. And so all the MMA fighters used to come. He was a matchmaker for a promotion called BAMA. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I don't.
Leon Edwards was a champ on there.
Okay.
A bunch of guys come through BAMA. But yeah, that was training. I look huge next to him, and he was big, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a OG, especially in my weight class. He's probably the best British light heavyweight that we've had, right? Who else is there?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
But he was like number 2 or 3 in the world at one point.
Yeah, he was good, man. He was good. He was like one of the first big names from England in the UFC.
Yeah,
you know?
But he had like a checkered past. He couldn't come to America for a bit, I think.
Really?
Yeah, like that's why he was fighting on the European shows, and then he eventually got the visa, I think.
Amazing.
But yeah, Jimmy, big power, old school guy, legend, man.
Well, that's the first part. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about, like, obviously we spoke before on the first time you came on about like growing up in Camden and London, like how you made it all the way over to Florida and Killcliff and in the UFC and all of these things. But like, if you look back, you were 23 maybe in that picture.
Yeah,
12 years ago, something like that. So becoming a fighter, choosing to become a fighter, especially growing up in Camden, is not like a normal path, I don't think, really. It's quite a unique experience to be like, I'm going to go take my shirt off and like beat people to death, basically, in a cage. Like, what was going on at that time for you to be like, okay, I'm in a room with Jimmy Manua, I'm becoming a fighter?
Well, most of my extracurricular activities were at night time in those days. So I was like, damn, I should do something in the daytime. And I was like, I remember I was watching UFC and it was Shogun Rua fighting. And I was like, damn, I got some Brazilian heritage. I should do Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah. So I just went and signed up to do it. And I was big and strong and I got into it, but I used to train every day, like 5-6 days a week. And sometimes in the evening as well. So I was like doing twice a day. I got really good really quick. And I like to think I'm a smart guy as well. I was already physically strong. So I had all the foundations to be good at jiu-jitsu. And then, just from there, they were like, dude, you should do MMA. Yeah. Like, you're not a jiu-jitsu guy. I was like, all right, cool. So I just started fighting, bro. That was it. But I'm not one of these guys, like, in America, you have these, like, grassroots MMA journeys where guys, like, they're, like, 10 years old or they wrestle from the age of 5. I got teammates that was wrestling when they're kids.
Yeah, straight out of the womb.
Yeah, bro. There's pictures of them. They're, like, 3 years old and they're wearing, like, their wrestling boots and singlet. They call them wrestling shoes here in England. We call them wrestling boots.
Yeah. It's like cleats. Like,
bro. I was like 20 or 19 or something before I ever really trained anything. But yeah, growing up in council housing in a borough like Camden, it's like you're already used to confrontation. You can fight. Like,
So you knew you could fight already?
Yeah, of course. Like, we used to get in fights, obviously. And it's funny, in America, most fighters, they're like, everyone perpetuates the same cliche. They're like, yeah, I grew up in a rough neighborhood. I got in a lot of fights. So I was like, you know how it is. Like, in London, it's like, it could be life or death sometimes. It's like you're really getting in a lot of fights. I think it's just more densely populated than America, I guess, unless you grow up in New York. Or
Exactly, it's all together, isn't
but
it?
even like I was just in Chicago for a month, training with Bilal and them, and bro, it's still like you need a car to get anywhere. It's not like no one's really walking around like London, but in London you're on foot, bro.
Yeah, get on the bike.
Yeah, there's just, you have thousands of interactions. You're on a pedal bike, you're on foot, you're in the park, you're in your area, on your block, whatever. So it's just so much more interaction and confrontation. So yeah, I was already accustomed to that. And even to this day, you can ask the guys that corner me, like, it's to my detriment, actually. I don't have that sense of urgency. Like, when I get in the cage, I'm not like, I'm like, oh, it's just whatever. There's a referee here, there's a judge, there's judges, 20,000 people.
It's just sanctioned.
Doctors, ambulance, it's sanctioned. I know I'm not going to get chased or stabbed or nothing, so I'm like, oh, this is minor. But yeah, I think that's a good background to have for fighting, I think. Henry Hooft, our head coach, he always says that. He's like, you don't have to be like from a ghetto necessarily, but you have to be like a fighter.
Arman Sarukian.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But you just have to have that in you, I guess.
Yeah. And you think that's what interests me, because it's like, you know, in London, everybody wants to be a footballer or, you know, go to school, be a lawyer or something like that, you know, something official.
Obviously, I'd rather be a footballer.
But like, you didn't have the tech. You didn't have tech like that. You didn't have the skills. You went in the cage.
I was just on my school team because I could fight.
Rush off the bench.
Going to other schools. I always say that. I played left back on the bench.
Yeah. Nice. No, okay, you brought up Shogun Hua. This is the second photo that I wanted to show you.
Go on.
I think this is...
oh, damn, yeah. That's in... I'm wearing Shogun Hua shorts.
Exactly. I was like,
that's mental. This is old school. I had a fight down in like Bournemouth. Back in this day, it was like, you just get a call like, oh, do you want to fight on Saturday?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. And like, the weight was a bit like, wasn't a big deal. They're like, oh, what do you weigh? Yeah, we can do it at this weight.
Yeah, sort of figure it out.
And you just drive down there with a couple people. It wasn't even like, I don't even think I had coaches with me. I just had my boy who trained a little bit. And
nice.
Yeah, drove down there and fought some guy. I actually fought a guy that night. His name was Jamie Sloan, Hands of Stone. And he was a little notorious because he had killed someone. He killed someone in
I thought I should laugh, but that's...
Bro, in a kebab shop or something. Like, he fucking hit someone, like, when he was young. He was, like out with his mates, And no, he got into a fight, and he killed someone, and he went to prison for manslaughter. Like, someone had started on his friend. And I remember when I got to the arena, there was people outside, like, protesting. They didn't think he should be able to fight. They were like, he's killed someone with a punch. He shouldn't be allowed to fight. Like, that's a bad look. But it was weighing on my mind, bro. I was like, damn, I'm fighting this guy. He's a killer. And after I had to go ask him, bro, it was just, I couldn't leave, innit? I was like, bro, what happened with all that? And he just said, man, I was out with my mates, innit? Someone hit my mate, I hit the guy and I killed him. I think he hit the floor or something, but I was like, damn. But he went on to have a little pro career. I don't know who he had a couple fights. Yeah, that was in Bournemouth. Regional MMA in England is the funniest thing.
What fight of your career was that in terms of just like, you know, regional, like, you know, how many...
I can't remember. So, bro...
sort of sanctioned fights did you
I had some fights, like, that aren't on my pro record, that were, like, in pro gloves, no shin guards. Like, in England, in America, they have, like, a full, like I said, grassroots amateur scene. It's like there's people who have, like, 20 amateur fights here.
Yeah.
Back then, maybe I'm old school, but there's people much older than me. But... bro, like I said, you just get a phone call and you just rock up on the day, bro.
That's why I find it even
Sometimes
more...
Sometimes you could send a video of you weighing in. Like, we used to cheat that all the time.
Oh, my God.
Bro. Like, they'd be like, oh, he
little
sent...
Snapchat vid of the scale.
He sent a video, I'm like, oh, my God. Like, how sus is that? But, so I had fights, bro, in pro gloves, like, in 4-ounce gloves, no shin guards, like...
Just going at it.
Like, I finished one guy with elbows, and that's not on my pro record. I don't know what happened to that fight. I tried to reach out a couple of times, like, hey, can I get this on my pro record? and Sherdog or whoever was like, oh, you need a full video showing the intro, and I was like, I don't have that. No one had it. The promoter went to jail, and I was like, oh. Well, I was like, whatever, I just let it go. Yeah. So I had a bunch of fights that, I don't know, they just.
No, but I just think like that's what like it's an overriding theme. It will keep coming up as we go through the pod. It always comes up when I talk to fighters on pod, off pod, all the time. That's what makes you guys so insane to me in a good way.
Yeah.
Like you guys are unhinged. Like like you guys are traveling down on a random weekend to go fight somebody. Like potentially get really hurt. Yeah. For nobody's even videoing it. You said there's no like fame to be gained from it.
But even now, like looking back on that, like I wouldn't do that today. Yeah. Like now I'm less invested than I was then. I'm like, what the hell? What is everyone doing?
Now the UFC winning.
Yeah.
Right?
When young guys come in the gym, I'm like, bro, don't do this sport. Like it's a waste of your time, man. Only 1%, less than 1% make it. How many guys are on the UFC roster? Males. There's like 500 or less.
Maybe.
Yeah, bro. And it's like, even that's not even 1%. And of that, it's like, how many are even good and make money? 1% of that.
Exactly, right?
So it's like, damn, bro.
I mean, that's what, and we'll talk about that after I think we get through these photos about like fighter pay and some more serious issues.
I'm wearing the show. I'm sure you'll show this on screen. I'm wearing the Shogun shorts there.
Yeah, exactly. I thought when you mentioned Shogun, I was like, I'm excited to get the next
eyes
one
on
up.
the back.
Okay, this is the next one. I just picked this because it's funny. I have no idea if this has any like actual significance to you or anything. It's from 2017, so we've jumped a few years ahead here. But it's you on a bike. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's in St. Petersburg, Russia.
What were you doing over there at the time?
I just went over there. Like some friends of mine was over there. Like a Russian friend was having a birthday or something.
Nice.
Was the caption say the Wolf of All Street? Not the Wolf of Wall Street. I think Wolf of Wall Street came out that time.
Yeah.
So I put the Wolf of All Streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that was wild. My first time in Russia. I really want to go back, man. And I got so many friends.
I don't think we're allowed English
from that
people.
region. Yeah, and especially like I'm a permanent resident here, but going there and then coming back to America would be sticky. Yeah.
Like, no. English, and you just came from Russia. And
But I had a great time out there, man. Russia's cool. The people are cool. Yeah, that was a random one. Good trip. I didn't sleep for a week when I was there. It was white nights, so there was like no. Even there, you can see it's kind of twilighty. There was no nighttime.
Oh,
because of where St. Petersburg is, the sun or whatever, the winter solstice. I don't know, summer solstice. But there was no. It was like it'll be 3 a.m. You see people out pushing buggies, and it's light. Cool. It's daytime still.
That's pretty cool.
It was crazy.
But you travel a lot, right? Like I always see you on your Instagram, like. Where did you go recently? You were like isolated on like some mountain cliff top or something, or some ruins in the desert somewhere.
That might have been the Badlands in South Dakota, and I was like running through it. Yeah. You
just go everywhere. I see you.
Dude, I love that shit, man. I went on some sick trips this year. I went to Alaska, and I saw the Northern Lights. That was crazy. I've always wanted to do that. And I went to Jordan, to Petra in Jordan.
I think that's where I was talking about. I think maybe
that was crazy. Yeah.
Because you put a bunch of stories on. I was like, I need to go there. It was cool.
Dude, that was crazy. And it was just, I went there on a whim. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go.
Yeah, it sounds good. All right. We're going to move to this one. This is a pretty cool photo. This is you winning a belt in Fury.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. And then I have some questions more generally about Killcliff. But talk to me about that moment, what that meant to you, and, you know, sort of like becoming a fully established pro with Killcliff at the time.
This was like this was like my kind of come up. Because I actually, before this little run, I was kind of done with fighting because I was signed to Bellator in 2018. Yeah. Then I moved here and I went through this transition of like getting my green card and I couldn't fight for a while.
I need some advice for that, by the way. I need a green card soon.
I didn't have work authorization and I couldn't leave because I would abandon my green card application. So I couldn't fight in America. Bellator was like, oh, we'll put you on a European show. I was like, I can't leave. Yeah. So for like a year and a bit, I was stuck. Couldn't fight. And I was and then like I came back, I took a couple losses and I was like, oh, I'm done. Right. This is like 2020. I was like, yeah, I'm done. And then I was still training a bit. And that's when I met Brendan Allen. Yeah, I always attribute it to Brendan, even though he's a pain in the arse. Yeah, he's a nightmare. But I always say he saved my career because we was training and he was like, bro, you're good, man. You should still fight. And I'll never forget, bro, 2021, April 24th, 2021, I want to say. You can fact check me. Yeah. It was the first UFC with fans after COVID. It was Kamaru Usman and Masvidal in Jacksonville and Wei Lee and Rose.
Yeah.
And and it was packed out.
That was when Usman knocked him out, right?
Yeah, Usman knocked him out. And I went with Brendan Allen. He fought Carl Robertson. He submitted him. And after you fight, you take your photos like in the backstage at UFC. And we took a team photo, and then he was taking a photo, and and I was just chilling there, and he said to me, he was like, bro, you could be here, man.
Right.
And I was like, what? He was like, bro, you could do this. Trust me. And I was thinking, bro, you're nuts. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I was fat as hell. Hadn't fought in a year or two. I was like, well, I'm done. Like, what are you talking about?
But what were you doing otherwise? Like,
Just training. And like Brendan was kind of dragging me along and keeping me in the gym, saying like, oh, I need your help. Like, help me with this fight. But I remember that moment and him saying that. And after I got my last win, I remember taking a photo, and I said to him, bro, do you remember that time? Like, it was a good memory, you know what I'm saying?
That's great. That's great.
But yeah, so Brendan's the one, I think he got me the fight to come back, the comeback fight. And I was a middleweight prior, and then I was heavy. He was like, oh, we'll get you a fight at 205. And he knew the matchmaker from Fury, so he was like, yo, I got you a fight. I was like, all right, I'll do it. Like, yeah. And then
you know how insane for like normal people is be like, oh yeah, I'll go fight.
But bro, I was just finishing people. I went on this little finishing run, and then Fury gave me the title shot against Ty Flores, who was he was a Contender Series vet. He went to the semi-finals of PFL tournament just now. He's like a well-known regional guy at 205, like on the cusp of UFC. They were kind of setting him up to, if he won the belt, go to UFC. And I was like, yeah, I'll smoke this guy. I've always been confident, bro.
Right.
Yeah, and I went in there and I knocked him out in the first round, and it was great, you know. It was a great feeling. Had my boys with me, Brendan Allen, Andre Fialho. They were doing big things in the UFC. My management there. Yeah, it was like, that was like my come up, my coming out party.
That's a big deal.
Mick Maynard was there, and I was like, Mick, and we had a chat and that, and then...
That's not the one where you like went up to Dana and like you were going to get signed and you messed it all up.
That was on Dana White looking for a fight, yeah. I messed up there, bro.
That was so funny when you told me that story. But listen, I wanted to ask just a bit about Killcliff, because it's like even more relevant than ever, I think, with the rise like the welterweight division being on fire, and you guys have everybody. Like, I mean, Ian Gary's I think with Shooter Box now. You know, but you have Shavkat, Usman, Gilbert Burns. Like you go on and on and on about the guys there.
Bro, there was one time on the mat, we were on the mat, and I remember Henry made a video because he was like, I should charge pay-per-view for the sparring, because we had just the best welterweights in there. We had Kamaru, who was a champ at the time. We had Gilbert, Shavkat, Ian Gary, Bilal was visiting, Vicente Luque. Then we had Jason Jackson, Logan Storley, the contenders in Bellator at the time. Bro, it was just crazy.
I want to ask about that dynamic though, because like, it kind of makes sense, like, for example, like Arsenal, if you're in a training session and you're playing against each other, you're competing hard, but at the end of on the weekend, you're all going together to go, common enemy, somebody else. Yeah. But when you're a fighter, it's a team, it's Killcliff, you're all boys in a certain sense, but there's only one title per division, and you're all going for it, really. So how does that work when it's like...
We had that with Gilbert and Kamaru, you know, and they were boys, and their kids was growing up together in the gym, and it was like... And I remember when Gilbert beat Woodley, and he said, Kamaru, man, I love you, but, you know, I want that belt. Yeah. And it's like, you get it, you know what I mean? But that split the gym a little bit. That was like the time when Kamaru went to Colorado after that. Because he was like, Henry's always been like, hey, you can both train here. He doesn't corner anyone, and he's always stuck with that. Even with Brendan and Derrida just now. Right. He just doesn't take part. He doesn't even watch it, you know? Yeah.
Even like Brendan and Derrida, I was going to bring that up too, like even for you, because I know we spoke, I think it was after the Whittaker-Derrida fight, we did a podcast. But then obviously you cornered Brendan against
RDL, who's
your teammate, but Brendan's your boy, obviously. Yeah, that must have been an emotional one for you.
So, bro, I can give you the full story. Brendan was actually due to come to the gym the day after he got the fight. He was going to come and help Robocop, Bisanga, a bunch of guys that were fighting. He was going to come help him. I was already helping Derrida because he was fighting Fluffy, who Brendan had just fought. So I was like, oh yeah, like I know him, we've trained for him. I was doing extra rounds of Derrida, bro.
That's
like,
insane.
After practice, we were sparring him, we was doing grappling rounds and going over stuff. And you know what I mean? Derrida's my friend, he's a nice guy, a good guy. Good family man. He's a good guy, good teammate, and a good person. So I was helping him for that fight, and then Brendan calls me and says, "Bro, I'm fighting Derrida," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn." And he was waiting. It took a couple of days to get it, and then he got it. I was like, "Fuck." So I went into the gym, and I already had a flight to Chicago to help him, and I said to Derrida, "Bro, you're my friend. I wish you the best. Like, you got a beautiful family. Brendan's my brother, I've been cornering him for years. Like, we're on the street." He goes, but he was cool, man. He goes, "I get it." He was like, "I'm still going to smash your boy." Like, so it was all love.
Did the Khabib voice?
Yeah, and I was going back and forth. So, like, I would be in Chicago for a week, and then I'd come back to Florida on the Friday, go in the gym, and Derrida's there training, Yeah. And it was weird because Brendan had been at the gym for 4 or 5 years. So it was like, people were a bit weird, but people have a job to do. The coaches had to hold pads for Derrida. He's training at the gym,
I mean, like, how does that work though? Because even you're a good guy, you're a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
It's like you're basically coaching and forming a fight strategy for Brendan to beat RDR. You've worked with RDR a lot. You're going to the gym. You're seeing RDR training for Brendan. How does that work in terms of communication? Are you like saying like RDR's working on this? Like, watch out.
Nah, bro. I stayed out of that. Even as far as and it was good because Brendan was working with the guys in Chicago, so I was just purely a sparring partner,
Okay.
Which was good for me. But I'm gonna say this, and this goes to all fighters. It's like, if you're in the middle of two fighters that that are fighting each other, there is 100% an etiquette that you maintain. And I even done it, and Brendan's one of my best friends, bro, and I'm in the corner. You don't post the guy. Brendan's my boy. He's tagging me in reels for the fight. If he says anything like that's even aggressive toward Derrida, or "I'm gonna finish this guy," bro, I don't even like it.
Right.
Like, because that's just how my moral compass is. I don't want Derrida going on Instagram and seeing a post where Brendan says, "Oh, I'm going to knock this guy out," and I've liked it. Because that's just not me, because, I don't support that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every fighter should do that. Like, there's an etiquette to maintain, bro. You don't outwardly support either guy. You don't even like stuff on Instagram. You stay out of it, man. And I always do this. I message guys on the fight week. Like when Bilal and Sean Brady fought each other. They're both friends of mine. Bro, on the Monday, I message them both. "Bro, wishing you the best. I hope you perform to the best of your ability. I hope you leave in good health. God bless you, your family. Wish you the best." Like, I say that to both guys. But I'm not there posting. I'm not posting when the guy wins and hurts the guy, you know? And even the whole Chicago crew that was making fun of me. "Oh, bro, are you with us or against us? You're not. Why aren't you reposting the content?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm not. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's not me, bro." Even though I was in the Airbnb, I was at the fight week. I'm in the corner.
In the corner, right.
Bro, I just was there to do my job, support my bro. But I'm not there.
You got the win, right?
Yeah,
Biggest
but I'm
win in
not
his
there
career.
to chase clout and gloat and all that.
Yeah.
And even like Brendan, they stopped the fight or the retirement or whatever, and I jumped the cage. I gave Brendan a pat on the back. I went straight to Derrida, man.
Yeah.
Gave him a hug and a kiss.
Yeah.
And because at that point it was like, oh, it's over, the job's done. I don't need to celebrate. Yeah, my friend won the biggest fight of his career, but then my other friend also lost the biggest fight of his career.
Exactly. It was that was a high-stakes fight for both of them in a way.
And that was more important, to console the guy who had lost.
Exactly. And RDR, like,
celebrating and chasing clout or whatever.
Yeah, and then that was what RDR's 5th fight in like 11 months, or 4th fight in 11 months, something crazy like that. And he looked, horrible. Unfortunately, he's one of my favorite fighters, but he said he was dealing with some sickness. He had obviously cuts a lot of weight, and it's like a lot of weight cuts. And I want to talk to you about that later as well, in terms of like the health and being an MMA fighter and like the risks that are associated with all of that stuff. But going back to what you said about like basically maintaining etiquette in the gym, especially with a team like Killcliff or these big teams like ATT and all this stuff. I'm surprised more stuff doesn't come out of guys like, releasing sparring footage and like, kind of be like, "Yo, I beat him up in the gym," or whatever. And it's just because Lerone Murphy just put this thing out with Evloev, where he's like, I don't know if he KO'd Evloev in some sparring back in the day,
I didn't even heard of that.
or somebody did, and he posted it. Like, how is that maintained? Maybe at Killcliff, because it's your gym. But
there's been like leaks, like with the Kevin Lee thing, like.
The
like
Kevin Lee
it
one
happens,
was a
but
bad
it's
one.
never someone from our team, because you don't want that to happen to you. It's always when outsiders come in, or it's people that shouldn't be there, and that's why it's important to have like a tight knit community in a gym, like ATT. as far as I know, like it can be a cliquey environment.
Right.
You got the white Russians, you got the Caucasus Muslim Russians, you got the Brazilians, you got the Cubans, you got the Americans. Like they don't even all train together. Like there's different rooms there where they have like separate practices, and yeah, it's weird. But our gym, we have one practice. Like everyone trains with everyone, and you got to keep that going. Obviously, some of us are tighter than others, but yeah, we try to maintain that community. But yeah, of course, there's leaks that happen, you know. But it will never be one of us. It's always like someone on the outside that shouldn't be there. Someone's brought someone and they're sitting there filming. But yeah, we're quite strict with that now.
Yeah, because it's physical as well. It's not like you got nutmegged in practice or whatever. You got dunked on. But it's like you get dropped back. You know what I mean?
But there's shit that's happened in the gym that no one will ever know about.
Exactly,
you know? We know about it.
I'm not gonna ask for other stories, but I just saw like Kamaru talked about how he got dropped by Michael Johnson. Like, I killed him one time. He was like, "What the hell?" Like
Black Zillions Day.
Yeah, he got back, dropped down. Anyway, you spoke about Brandon a lot.
I can actually. Since Kamaru said that, I can actually put this in here.
Yeah, come on, let's do it. Come on, I don't want to force you.
I was there when Leon, head kicked Kamaru, right?
Right.
In Utah, 2022. We're sitting there, and MJ was next to me, I think. And like, the knockout happened, and we were like, oh my God, devastated, obviously. And I was like, fuck. And I turned to MJ, and I was like, is that the first time he's been knocked out? And MJ was like, nah, I knocked him out. I was like, you piece of shit. That's our boy. He just lost his belt, bro.
Nah, I knocked him out. Yeah, you still had to say it.
Yeah. I was like, this motherfucker.
Michael Johnson, legend forever.
No one's safe from MJ. He's the king of the banter. Like, no one. You can't roast him. Like, people try to roast him, and he just does his face, and he looks around the room, and he's like, you want me to go? Bro, he has no filter, no chill. Like, you don't want it. I always tell him, like, truce, I don't want it with you, bro.
He's a verbal dude, but listen, like, he's still going. He's still winning.
Bro, he's beating these young guys, and he looks better than ever, bro. I see him sometimes in sparring, I'm like, oh my God, he's near 40 years old, and he's
fast.
Bro, but he's just a scrapper, bro. He's born to fight. He's one of them people.
I mean, that's why, like, people forget. And, like, when Kamaru brought up that story, I think it's like, I think Kamaru was laughing about it. He can look back on it now and be kind of lighthearted about it. But people forget Michael Johnson's a scary guy.
Bro,
you know
and he spars anyone, any weight, bro. There's times he's moving around with middleweights. You're like, bro, he was a 45er. Like, he's a sparring champ.
What a beast. You spar with him a lot? Or
I've moved with him a bunch of times. Yeah, he don't discriminate, bro. Anyone, any weight, he don't care. He's like, you want to move?
Hands are not racist.
Yeah, I know.
So you spoke a bit about Brendan, but I want to give you this picture.
It's a nice picture.
When was that?
I don't know, a couple years ago, 2022, 2023. I remember this was the fight week of Miami UFC when Izzy knocked out Pereira.
Okay.
That was that fight week.
Wow.
I just remember because we was at some event on that boat. Yeah, that's a nice picture.
But I wanted to ask you about, like, you spoke a little bit about it and you touched on it and how important Brendan is for even keeping you in the sport and getting you to the UFC and, like, supporting you and getting you, like, helping you get that win. But, like, seeing him go out there, seeing his success, him being in your corner, you're being in his corner, like, what is that relationship like before you walk out? Maybe when you're a fighter and when he's fighting, and how is that different?
It's crazy to think because we haven't missed, bro. Since we met each other, we've cornered each other every fight that we've had, and we haven't missed, despite whatever could come up: families, weddings, funerals, birthdays, legal stuff, whatever. It's like somehow we've never missed. I don't know how. That's quite crazy, because you even get people who say, "Oh, I can't corner you. It's whatever, my grandma's funeral," but we've never missed. And I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's like, we have other people in our corners and stuff, but I don't know. We always like dab each other up last, and we always have this moment outside the cage, like it's a little, but whatever. Yeah. Like we look at each other and we smile and we're like, we're here again. You know what I'm saying? We're here again, bro. And it's like we've been all over the world, bro. Like I fought in Brazil in the favela, in Flamengo, like on Tuco in Brazil, and like we've been there together. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like where there was fucking mosquitoes in the cage, bro.
What?
Yeah, when I fought in Brazil, I'll never forget it, bro. I was like moving around and I'm like, bro, is that a fucking mosquito? And I was like, what am I doing, bro? I'm in the favela in Brazil.
You're noticing that while
and there's a mosquito in the cage, like different levels, bro. Yeah, and like we've been all over the world together, 4 continents, 30 fights, enemy territory, wherever. And Yeah, it's just a different camaraderie. Most people don't. People work together on the trash trucks for 30 years, you know, and they're tight. But it's different when you're literally going to war. Like, you're literally going to fight. Yeah, it's just different. But we both know that we're about it. We've had situations as well outside the cage. And it's like, and again, I say this, Brendan's a nightmare. He'll say it himself, you know. Yeah. He ain't a people person, bro. He don't like people. And sometimes I'm included in that. Sometimes we really clash. There's times where I'm like, fuck this guy, man. I'm never fucking talking to him again. But at the end of the day, whatever you want to say, and there's a lot of people don't like Brendan, bro. We've been in situations and he's had my back, bro, and I've seen him running to have my back.
Yeah, so it's a real family relationship.
Bro, you can never doubt his loyalty, man.
I think more than anything, like obviously being there for when you came back to the sport, being there for your wins. I want to talk about this, and I know it's not great to talk about, but here, have a look at this photo. Here, listen, when we first spoke, it was after the Navajo Sterling fight in Tampa, right? And it just like really like impacted me how you were talking about that loss. You know, it was like a decision loss. You know, it was a competitive fight, right? And you were getting a lot of hate online, I remember at the time, and you were like, you know, joking about it being a bit self-deprecating, but moving on with it, and like very impressive the way you were dealing with it. And obviously you've come up in a tough place like Camden, got some losses like in Bellator, came back, come to the sport, got a couple roadblocks on the way to the UFC, on the way to this big win you just got. Like MMA is crazy, and I always say, people talk to me like, why are you doing MMA media? Why not do like maybe you love soccer? Why don't you do soccer? Well, you love the NBA. And I always talk about how I just think the consequences of winning and losing are just so much greater in fighting. When you win, you're on top of the mountain. When you lose, you're at the bottom. But also, like, winning can be bad as well. Like, just look what happened to Conor McGregor or John Jones. These guys that go off the rails. And losing can be a good thing as well, too, right? And it's a learning lesson. So, like, you know, I mean, it doesn't have to be that fight specifically. It can be that fight.
Well, in this case, losing can keep you grounded, especially in this case where I was fully grounded.
No, but it's more just like, talk about the emotions behind it and like inside your mind, like before the fight, after the fight, and I knew that was going to happen. Like how you come back from something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, luckily due to my background, my upbringing and stuff, I've dealt with like real losses in real life. So, bro, I don't know if it's my delusion or what, but I've never really, a loss is never, even there I got knocked the out, like bad, and he followed up with some unnecessary shots.
Jamais again! That was disgusting for you.
I never forget, after that fight, Brendan was like, bro, I'm gonna get him. Like, he was asking for him. I was like, bro,
leave me in the back.
Yeah, I was thinking, bro, you're a ranked middleweight. You're asking for this random 205er. Like, he's like, bro, I'm gonna get him. I'm like, bro, you got 10 fights in the UFC. This guy's new.
Actually, got your back though. He's got your back.
But yeah, I was the biggest favorite in that whole series, I think, in the history of Road to UFC.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it was like the way it happened, I was supposed to go on Contenders that year, and my manager called me and said, look, there's another opportunity. They need a guy to fight this guy. I was the only non-Asian, and it was an exclusively Asian thing at that time. And he was like, it's the same fight week as Brendan fights Malkoun and Fialho fights Jake Matthews. I was like, cool, I'm fucking down. I'm going anyway. Like, let's go. But when we looked up the guy, it wasn't the same guy that showed up. It was like some skinny, natty, unenhanced Zhang Min Yang. Yeah. And we were the only bout not tested on that card, by the way. And the matchmaker was like his manager, the Paradigm Asian guy. I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared of anyone. So
the deep state.
Yeah.
It's the deep state, dog.
But yeah, bro. But it was a good reality check because I used to be like Paddy, like I can't get knocked out. I'd never even been rocked, bro.
Not a Scouser though.
Bro, I know. I'd never even been rocked.
Northwest Londoners don't get knocked out.
Bro, so I was like, bro, and I went in there and I had no respect. I was like Charles Oliveira out the gate. High knee, I just charged him, bro. I was swinging on him. But bro, he was massively improved, strong.
He's good.
He was taking all the right supplements.
Drinking his orange juice in the morning. Weetabix and that.
Yeah, he was waking up in the morning having his juice, not the same juice I was having.
Different one.
He was
in the certain parts.
He was getting on his cycle, not the same cycle I was getting on.
Oh, Lord. Lance Armstrong cycle.
Yeah, because he just suddenly put on like 10 kilos of muscle, bro, in a fucking year. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, he's a great fighter, in all seriousness. I'd love to run it back. But yeah, I just had no respect. So that experience was like very grounding. If I would have come out and wrestled him, I would have subbed him in the first round. But I went to bang. Yeah,
but even in that fight, you didn't back down, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You were swinging.
Banged.
You were swinging.
That was a sick fight. We banged. That's still like one of my favorite fights ever because we just banged. But he broke my nose in the first punch, bro. His eyes were closed. He threw an overhand right, broke my nose. I remember being like, damn, it felt like my nose was over here. And I went like this, and I felt the bone sticking out my nose, bro. I was like, damn. But yeah, that really knocked me back because I won the Fury belt before that.
Yep.
And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to the UFC. And I had this fight, bam, got knocked back and broke my nose. And I had to have a nose surgery to fix my septum and all that shit. They had the things up there. But it was bad. Worst thing ever, bro.
Laugh,
you can't sleep, you can't eat, you gotta sleep upright in a chair.
Yeah.
It was awful. I'd rather have a broken leg than the nose surgery again.
This is why I liked, you know, I'm glad we can laugh about it in a way, but it's at the end of the day, it's like, this is what people need to hear about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? This is the realities of it.
Bro,
you know, you don't just go in there, even if,
yeah,
because you could have won that fight, for example, and you still got a broken nose and surgery afterwards. You know, I'm saying when winning is not always the be all end all.
Yeah.
You don't go in there without a sacrifice. You pay to play.
Exactly.
Like there's a consequence to going in there in the first place.
It was my teammates that brought me back, bro. Because I went and had the surgery. I was like, this sport, man. It's so far to get back. Like, it ain't gonna happen. And but then they were like, bro, I've got all these masks, these sparring masks that have like a hockey goalkeeper. And again, like Brendan had a fight. These guys had fights, and they were like, bro, I need you.
Yeah.
So I was in the gym sparring again. I had to wear the mask for like 6 months. And then went to the doctor. He's like, oh, you're good to spar normal. And I was a bit scared because it would ache. The nose would hurt. And then I was like, fuck, I guess I got to get back on it. Yeah, bro.
Which is the importance of, like, I think your testament in a way, like, people can think about it in all walks of life, is like the importance of just showing up at a certain point. It's like, even if you're like not wanting to do it, you're kind of down and out.
Bro,
being around it, being in it.
Bro, but I always say this, like, I've trained with some amazing fighters, like guys from all over the world, guys that came in the gym and I was like, this guy's a freak of nature. Like, this guy is incredible. Like, incredible strikers, unreal wrestlers, grapplers, where you're like, this guy's incredible. And me, I'm like, damn, I'm just decent everywhere. Like, I'm not outstanding anywhere. Like, I got good striking, I'm tough, I got good grappling, whatever, but I don't see myself as talented like that, like a natural talent. And for whatever reason, these guys, they go back to their country, something happens, a war, or they have to stop fighting, or some financial issue, or some family issue, and you never see them again. And I think of these guys sometimes, I'm like, wow, remember that guy? That guy was crazy. Like, no one could touch him in the gym, and he didn't make it. And it's like, just being consistent, showing up, like, you'll get there eventually. It's just, you have to, right? It's like, if you keep trying, like, you'll never fail because you'll die.
Right.
Yeah, it's like,
you
die before you fail.
Yeah.
You never fail. You just keep going.
You keep trying, right?
Bro, so I just, and then it's like me, sometimes I'm like, damn, I found myself in the UFC. That's crazy.
Right.
And I know I got a lot of haters there, even in my mids, some of them. I'm sure there's guys in the gym that are like, oh, they're better than me, bro. And they're like, oh, fuck this guy, he's in the UFC.
Why has he got this opportunity?
And it's like, because, bro, I show up and I like to think I'm a good person, bro. I don't shice no one. Do you know what I mean? I don't fuck no one over, so, yeah.
Also, you've been around it forever.
Yeah.
You've been there since day one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've been there since day one. You got, like, you know, all the champions, you're with, they're training every day with killers. Like, it's not an accident, is it?
Yeah,
you know
exactly. But even there, I tried to stay humble, and I'm like, you still have imposter syndrome, like going to the gym with all these guys. But I think everyone has that. And I even see, like, Brendan Allen, I think, bro, I honestly think he's one of the best fighters in the world.
So talented.
Especially because middleweight is a weight class where, like, you're not small. Like, the middleweight champ should be able to beat everyone beneath him. And he's big enough and strong enough and has a little more skill to probably beat
some
the guys,
205ers.
the 205. Yeah, so in that sense, I think middleweight is the pound for pound best champ, because they could probably be strong enough to maybe beat the heavyweight champ, maybe, if they don't get caught on just their skill set, because they're more skilled generally. They're like in the middle of the big and small guys. But yeah, so I think Brendan's one of the best fighters in the world, bro. Honestly,
he's on the verge of, getting
bro,
that title shot.
And he still has a lot of haters, but I know the guy. Like, no one's done more rounds with him than me. And bro, he's just born to fight, bro. He's a redneck.
He's a dog.
He's a real redneck.
Dog.
And but even him, like I see him when he walks out for fights sometimes, and he has nerves and he has doubts, and I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, bro, you're the best fighter that I know.
Yeah.
And even he feels it. So it's like, I think that little imposter syndrome, those like doubts, it keeps you
humble enough to keep
yeah,
growing,
bro,
right?
and it allows you to perform.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Are you more nervous for Brendan's fights than your own? Even though you believe so much in his skill set, but
100%. Just because there's more at risk, like he could really be a champ. So yeah, I don't care. I just fight for fun, and you know what I mean. It's lit to fucking fight in the UFC. But with him, there's a lot at stake, man, and I really believe in him.
Well, I wanted to ask you. You just mentioned it there. Like, what do you think separates a good fighter from a champion? Also, because you hear a lot of stories. I'm not going to single anybody out, but you hear stories about guys who are like in the gym, like destroying everybody, and then they maybe get to the UFC and they don't even get a win. Yeah. Or they get a win here and there, and they never reach their full potential. Full champions, long time defending champions. But this guy beats me the up every time I train with him. But like, what do you think that separation is in terms of fighting? Because it's different, all sports, high level sports, is like people who've got a competitive mindset. But like when you're really fighting,
I'm gonna get a bit like heebie-jeebie here. I think when I look at a guy like Topuria or Islam, obviously they have extraordinary skill sets, but they have this kind of dedication to their foresight of like, they're very conscious and aware and present, and like, they're not like, oh, I'm gonna smash this guy and all this shit, but they're very calculated, and I don't think they really put a foot wrong. They're like conscious of everything they do, and they're fully dedicated to their work. Like they give the next task at hand their full devotion, and it could be like the day that they start their camp, or even when they get the phone call for the fight. Like I have no doubt that Islam's in Dagestan or whatever, and he gets the phone call for the fight, and he goes straight out and takes a walk and gets his diet together and organizes his training just to prepare to start the camp. Right. Like I think that's how these guys are. And you see that more with Elia. Like Topuria is like, he's so confident in his foresight. Like even against Charles, he was like, he knew exactly what he was up against. But he was so, I know, bro, I'm an Olives fan as well. But he was so prepared, but still aware of the risk. And but it was just flawless in it. Even Islam, that was still a tough fight with JDM. It was risky until the last takedown. But I just think the champs, they make the least mistakes.
Right, that's what it's a game of mistakes, right? Isn't it?
But they're aware of that, and it's a conscious effort. Like, they do everything right.
Yeah. No, they're real.
They're present, and they're conscious of it.
Real Terminators. So we spoke a bit about like the lows of this sport, and it can get dark in this sport. But I wanted to give you an opportunity to just speak about that win. Yeah. Against Junior Taffa. Like, what does that mean to you? I mean, getting a win in the UFC is not like, that's a huge achievement. Yeah. Especially, you're fighting in front of people. You're not at the apex. You're doing big cards and big opportunities. Like, what does that even feel like? Let's just start there. What does that even feel like?
It feels crazy, bro. It's crazy because there's 20,000 people in the arena, but like, you kind of feel in that moment, like, when you're in the cage, it's just like you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you feel a kind of solitude in that moment. And then like the next layer is like your team there, you see them. Yeah. Because they're just there. And then after that, it's like the UFC
like banners
staff and stuff. The staff. And then after that, it's like all the people. But yeah, obviously for that fight, I was on the chopping block. I needed to win that fight. But it was more like, and it sounds cliche that it's like for yourself. Yeah. But it's like, I know that I'm capable of that. I know I can beat these guys. So it was just good to like, to do it, because like you said, like I take losses well and all that, and I'm never like down and out. So I'm like, whatever. Like, oh, this guy beat me, but I'd beat him if I wanted to, if I really tried. But to actually just do it, you know what I'm saying, and not have to check how secure I am. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, it felt great.
You proved yourself right, type
the best moment, I was like, there was a moment I walked away and I had it with myself, and I just sat down in the cage.
Yeah.
But then it was great after. There's a video on my Instagram of my corner, like seeing Sean Soriano, Brendan, Robbie Lawler, like celebrating how much it meant to them. Then it shifted to that. I was like, oh man, I was so proud to. I was telling them, this one's for you, man, this one's for you. But seeing like Robbie Lawler's been a multiple-time world champ, man. He's fought all over the world. He's a legend. And seeing him, like how ecstatic he was for me. And I see him corner a lot of guys, and he ain't like that. And I was like, wow. I was like, that meant a lot to see how much it meant to these guys, innit, that I care about, that care about me. Robbie's the best, man. When he's on a fight week, he just has such a wealth of knowledge and stories. One of my favorite Robbie Lawler stories, we was in Paris when Brendan fought Imamov, and we were in the sauna, and he was like, we started talking about Pride, and he was like, you know, he fought in Pride. Robbie was like, he said he fought in Pride. Robbie Lawler was the first ever Pride fight in the United States. He was the first fight on the prelims of the first Pride show in America, right? And I was like, wow, man. I was like, who did you fight? And he said, I don't know. And he said, I knocked him out, though. What a great story. And he said that. I don't know. Who'd you fight? He goes, I don't know, some guy. But I knocked him out,
discarded him. Put him in the shadow realm. Yeah, forgot about it, moved on.
What a legend.
No, he is such a legend. But
yeah, man, winning in the UFC it's a good feeling, man.
I can't even imagine
scoring a touchdown in the NFL, isn't it?
I think it's more than that.
And by finish on the main card, it was on the main card, finish the guy.
But it's got to be more than that. That's what I mean. It's like, you know, like NFL maybe, because you are getting like smacked to death, like, you know. But like, even like, obviously people dedicate their lives to their respective sports, but they're not getting punched in the face. They're not getting threatened with like lifelong damage potentially. You know, there's not the same stakes or risk. So in order to like go in there and actually win is insane. Can't even imagine it. But yeah, I mean, let's move on now. I'm glad. I hope you liked the photos.
Yeah, that's cool,
stuff.
Man. That's a good touch.
It was a cool idea that I wanted to do with you because you just got such an interesting story. There's a couple stuff I want to talk about. Let's talk about 322 a little bit.
All right.
And not necessarily about the fights. We can get onto that. But Dillon Danis, right? I have a funny story, and I need to know what you think about this. And what you think about Dillon Danis and that whole situation. So I was like watching the fights at the Midtown bar here. Like I was in Brooklyn and I ran up to meet my friend at this bar on like 35th Street, like literal Midtown tourist Irish bar. And we're watching the fights. I got there for the Prates-Leon Edwards fight. And that's a fight I really wanted to watch. Like big fan of both those guys. And I met Prates during the week. So I was like, I want to go see this fight, right? So we're watching it, and these like degenerate gamblers are trying to like gamble for my like sweater and my watch and my chain. I'm like, guys, chill. Like, I'm just trying to watch the content. They're like, all right, just bet around. Just get us like 4 Guinnesses. I was like, nah, leave me alone. There were some Australian guys next to us rooting for JDM. And then there was these bunch of English lads that came over on a bunch of gear, basically. Just chewing my ear off.
Typical.
Right, so we're just sitting there having a couple Guinnesses, watching the fights. Good time. After that, I say to my friend, let's just follow these guys on gear to like whichever bar they're going to, because they're like promoters or something. They know some like cool places to go. Obviously, we were not joining them, you know, on the slopes or whatever. We were not skiing with them. But we went to a bar across the road, and you know, it's like 1 or 2 a.m. maybe. I don't know what time it was. And I went to go order another beer, and I get bumped. I'm like, get bumped on my shoulder. I look to my left. It's Dillon Danis.
No way.
Yeah.
After he'd been kicked out.
After he'd been kicked out. So I had seen obviously on Twitter that he was in a brawl with the Dagestanis. So I look at him and I go, Dillon Danis, what the hell are you doing here, dog? Like, what happened? He was like, Dagestanis, bro, because he had like, bruises all over.
They battered him.
Because I didn't see the actual fight. I just knew he'd got in the brawl. But yeah, so, I was sitting there, I saw them with him, and I was like, I hope you're all right. Bought him a shot or whatever, just to get, just whatever. He's like, take a photo with me, take a photo. So we took a photo. So it was like, it's a bit weird that you're asking me to take a photo with you. But that's just a funny story, and it was crazy because I'm obviously doing this UFC media thing, and like to see him in a random shitty bar, like not a cool place, not a nice club. And I remember bought him the shot, and his manager was like, "No, Dillon, don't take it, don't drink," because I guess he was already battered or whatever. I was like, "Oh shit, sorry, I didn't know, whatever." Anyway, I want to ask you like. I don't know if you have any friends who are in the Dagestani crew or with that camp.
Yeah, I mean, I have the same manager.
Were you around that? Because you were obviously at the event.
No. It's so funny because I'm always involved in something. So many people send it to me and they were like, were you in this? I was like, no, I wasn't for once. I was with the Chechens that night. I wasn't with the Dagestanis. But obviously I support them. Like we have the same management. They're all good guys. They got good morals and stuff.
Right.
I don't know Dillon. I never met him. I don't really. I have a couple mutual friends, but I don't know. From what I see, he's like a rich kid from New York, like Armenian kid or something. I don't know.
I just think he's beefing everybody.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. It's a bit too much, man.
My
I wouldn't
interaction
engage. Like if I was there, I'd be like, bro, get out of it.
Yeah.
Like
he got banned, innit? It's done.
Yeah,
It's done.
He's a bit. I don't know. He just seems like a bit of an idiot.
Well, the reason I even bought him a drink was because I was watching a Michael Bisping interview with him like 2 or 3 days before. And, you know, Dillon was saying, like, you know, I do really want to be in the UFC. I'm going to UFC 322 in New York, and I'm not going to cause any problems. Like, I really do want my shot in the UFC. And I could tell, like, when he was in the bar that he was, like, really down about it. You know, he's putting on a front, but I could tell he's really upset that he'd ruined his chance of being in the UFC. So that's why I bought it for him. But at the same time, it's like, obviously I don't agree with the stuff he says about the Dagestanis and all the posts he does about, like, Islam Makhachev and all of them. Like, a lot of that is really horrible stuff. So by me buying him a drink, I'm not, like, you know, affirming any of his actions. It's just that he would look so depressed. And I was like, listen, like, at the end of the day, like, when people do stuff like that, even in the fight world, it's coming from somewhere. Like, people aren't, in my view at least, horrible just because they're horrible. Yeah. There's something that's causing the way they're acting and whatever. But I wanted to see what you thought about it.
Bro, he used to, like, Dillon, as far as I know, was a really talented grappler, like, really good jiu-jitsu player. And then he's obviously just trying to make a buck and trying to be famous.
Mess it all up, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I know Conor kind of made him a little famous. I don't even know if they're tight anymore. But, yeah, I don't know. That ain't my kind of scene, bro. Right. I just like to stay serious. I like to have a laugh and that, but like you said, like it's a bit clout chasey and all this.
Yeah,
public.
It is. It definitely is.
Bro, like,
and I just thought on a human level, like everybody's gonna shit on him. Like it's not gonna do any good for me to like talk to him and be like, "What the fuck are you doing? What you're doing?"
But we'll see. There's been times like Dana, like when Paul Daly, he hit Josh Koscheck after the bell, and then like he was done forever.
Yeah.
But then there's other guys who you think are done, they bring him back. It's like, who knows, man?
But it's just one of those.
If it makes sense, they'll bring him back. He
really did know that this was his like.
But don't you have like one fight?
2.
Oh,
2, and he's like doing the
boxing
influencer MMA thing with Misfits or whatever.
Bro, it's silly, man. He should just fucking like
should
just go fight, bro. That's what you need to do first and foremost.
Yeah.
You can talk all that shit, but if you're not fighting,
well, that's the thing. I tried to have like a little heart to heart with him, you know, like you know, in the bar. I was like, "Yo, Dillon, by the way, like all of this, like I just hope you're good, like whatever."
Like I said, I never met him. I don't know how coherent he is. Like if you even have a conversation with him.
He was relatively coherent, but I was just like, I tried to just be like, understand. I don't agree with this. I was like, listen, I don't agree with everything. I was like trying to have a heart to heart. I was like, I don't agree with everything, but like I hope you're okay, and I hope like you figure it all out. There's people who do care about you.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'm good. Don't worry. He kind of waved me away.
It's really ADHD.
He was like, what the hell is this guy talking to me for? But yeah, I just thought it was a hilarious story. Like, I just ran into Dillon Danis after he got battered by like John Pork, bro. I should say Chanko.
Yeah.
But John Pork literally
bro.
around on the ear, like perfectly behind the ear, just got him,
They're
dude.
beating the brakes up that way.
I wanted to ask you, obviously, we're moving into an era with Paramount now with the UFC, and they just announced like the new cards.
Bro, that trailer was sick.
Sick trailer.
Like, wow.
Sick trailer. But what do you think about the direction of the UFC? I want to ask you about a couple matchups. I wrote them down here. The Paddy and Justin Gaetjhe thing at lightweight is a little bit controversial for some people. Not for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Not for me, honestly. They think, obviously, Arman Sarukian should be fighting for the title. I think it's I'll say what I think first. Let me put it this way. I think that Ilya's obviously not fighting now at the start of the year.
Yeah.
I think Justin Gaethje, they promised him he was going to get a title shot. He did him a
favor.
favor.
That he was going to retire if he didn't get a title shot.
He was going to retire if they didn't give him the title shot now. But they also promised him a title shot before he fought Max.
Right.
So like, bro, please save this 300 card.
Yeah. Who did he just beat?
Fiziev. On
yeah.
short notice, though. He was supposed to fight Dan Hooker, I think.
Yeah.
But they promised him before that Max fight, listen, like, you're doing a favor for us by basically, like, you already beat... Who did he beat before that? He beat Dustin Poirier, head kicked Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he was next in line for the shot.
Then he fought BMF.
And he was like, I'm just going to wait for my title shot now. And they were like, no, please fight Max. So he did them a favor. Gets knocked out by Max and gets dominated. Pretty bad damage he took in that fight.
Yeah.
Comes back, fair enough to him, beats another guy in Fiziev. Now he's thinking, okay, I'm back on track. Where's my title shot? And then obviously the stuff happens, the landscape changes. But then they were going to give Paddy Pimblett a title shot. And listen, I love Paddy. We're English. We want more English champions. But Paddy like had beaten Michael Chandler, Bobby Green. Like, listen, tough guys.
But Islam got a title shot off beating Bobby Green.
Yeah, I mean, and also Charles beat Chandler for the title. Charles, when he got a title shot again against Ilya, he had just beat Michael Chandler again. So that I'm not
Oh,
saying
they rematched, right?
They did rematch in New York at 309.
Oh, true then.
But I just think that's fair enough. Like, give those two a fight together.
Yeah,
It
do
makes
you know
sense.
what though? Do you know what my attitude towards it is like, I think the UFC, they're smart and they look a few fights ahead. It's like they don't always want the best guy fighting for the title now, because then it's like it kind of limits the options in the division. Like Arman's only young; he's like 29 or something,
Right.
Maybe younger. I don't know. Like he's going to be the champion. I have no doubt Arman will be the champion.
Think so?
At some point, yeah. I think he's just too good.
Or when
But-
Ilya moves up or something.
So
like
it's like, but like you said, you don't have this Gaetjhe timeline is shorter.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Paddy's probably going to lose soon, like when he fights someone really good. So it's like, they're smart. The UFC's monetizing the climate now, and that's the smart thing to do, because Arman's not going anywhere,
Right.
unless he hurts his neck again.
Back.
But yeah, like
Apparently that was dodgy.
You can
I'm
make
not,
that
I'm not
fight.
going to say what I've heard, but apparently it was very dodgy.
But yeah, so like it's smart for them to do that. You don't always want the best guys fighting each other. Like I don't want Morales and Prates to fight each other, because then they could both be eventual contenders. You need a guy after the next guy who could come in.
Well, definitely Prates, I agree with you. They need to
Yeah.
build him up because that guy is a superstar. Like,
Yeah, welterweight's big.
like
right
they don't
now,
need. I don't want him fighting Islam anytime soon.
Yeah.
Keep him away for now, please. I want to see more knockouts and more fun.
Yeah.
But okay, I agree with like the lightweight matchup, and I agree with what you said there. The one that really did confuse me though is the announcement of Volk versus Lopes.
Yeah.
Because they just fought for the title. Like that was Volk's last fight, was beating Diego Lopes for the title. And his first offense is going to be Diego Lopes again, when Lerone Murphy just went out and spinning elbowed
I think-
Aaron. What's his name?
Aaron Pico.
Aaron
I
Pico
think
to hell.
again, it's the same thing, bro. It's like,
Is it though?
Volk's
That one?
going to retire, right? That's what
Potentially,
they
right?
said. It's his
Right,
retirement
potentially, right.
fight. So
It's kind of like
win or lose, win he's going to vacate. Then you have those other guys there to fight for the title. Or if he loses, then you have a champ and you have these other guys waiting to fight for the title. Like, otherwise, what are they going to do if they put the best guy up? It's like they run out of options. They need to keep options. That's how I think they look 2-3 fights ahead. Because they've got these pay-per-view slots to fill.
Yeah.
They're looking at next year, the Paramount deal, saying, okay, we need these pay-per-view slots.
Right.
Volk's going to retire. They've lost a bunch of pay-per-view stars. Like, there aren't that many guys left. You got
also
Islam,
that's
Toporia's
that's
out,
kind of
Pereira.
on purpose though as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like, listen, you're a fighter, you're in the UFC, you're around it every day. I feel like as a fan in media that they've gone away from trying to build up stars. They want to be more dependent on the 3 letters on the brand and just be listen, like the brand is going to carry these cards on its own type thing. But I just think like maybe okay, I understand Movzar not getting the shot. Like people don't really care about Movzar, unfortunately, even though he's like 19-0, he's a beast. But Lerone Murphy.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, if I was Lerone, I'd be hurt. I'm not going to lie. I'd be really upset.
But again, we got Aspinall, Paddy. It's like they're being smart, man. Because what if Aspinall fizzles out? After?
It's not. No,
Yeah, but his stock's gone down so much since that eye poke thing. Yeah. Then Paddy could lose. Then it's like, oh, we have no British people, and it's like then they bring in Lerone. Like I think they're smart, bro. UFC's a big company. They got people who work on this shit. Like
Because things, you know, like
they have real PR people that have plans, bro. We're here.
They're smarter than me. They're smarter than me, for
We're here
sure.
arguing about matchups. It's like, bro, they know what they're doing.
in a basement. in
Yeah,
Bushwick,
bro. Like they need to put cards in the UK. Like
yeah,
what they're thinking. What's a headliner for London? Like
for a fight night.
yeah, they're like they got MVP. They got Lerone.
They should do you, Lerone, MVP.
Bro, if they bring me to London, bro, they need to bring me to London.
Well, I saw you said, I think after your win, you're like, I'm the only real Londoner in the UFC. And then I had to check. I was like, is Nathaniel Wood from London?
I feel
was
bad.
like,
Nathaniel's my boy, but I mean, like, I'm from London borough, bro. I'm not from like.
I think he's from Morden or something.
Yeah, I'm not from the suburbs. I'm not from the
I know,
Greater
you're from-
London.
Yeah.
But we got
Camden
Lonnie
was
Kavanagh. I think he's from like Richmond. Who else is there from London? Not really.
I don't think so.
The Basharat brothers, but I always make fun of them because they're from like far out, Hounslow or something. Harrow. Yeah, I make fun of everyone for that.
You're the only real London in the UFC. It's a fact, I guess.
You got to be from a stone's throw from the Thames. Do you know what I mean? I can walk 10 minutes from Camden. I'm in the West End.
It was such a coincidence that you like grew up in that area, and then my dad
know.
lives around there
I
now.
know.
So I like sent that. I remember sending you that photo last year.
Yeah,
with the sign. But listen, let's end on this because I think I always ask fighters about this, not just you. I've asked like Reece McHugh in this, Cage Warriors fighter from Scotland. I've asked a couple of people this, even if I just meet them in passing, honestly. Because for me, again, going back to the stakes, like being a fighter, this is not like you lose, you just like get an L on your record and you lose 3 points or whatever. This is like you get brain damage, you get injuries. You just say you got stem cells for your shoulder, right? Talk to me a little bit about that in terms of like from going down to these like random regional shows in the UK when you first started to now at the UFC. How do you think about like brain health specifically is where I want to start in terms of taking damage and like, is that a constant thought in your brain? Because it would be for me in terms of training, in terms of how I fight. And I guess I'm not rambling on, but like, can you allow yourself to even go there, especially when you're in a fight or preparing for a fight?
No, in the fight, like your survival instincts kick in and you're just focused on the task at hand. You're not thinking about your brain or anything. Obviously, you don't want to get hit, but I won't say names, but there's a bunch of guys that you meet and you know, and you can definitely see the effects. They're like punch drunk, like they slur their words, they can hardly talk. I don't know if it's superficial damage on the face, but then there's other guys like Michael Johnson that have had 50 fights and they're fucking sharp as a nail. Right. Like so sharp, smart guys. And he's taken millions of shots. But yeah, I think about it in terms of like sleep, supplements, creatine, sauna, and all these different things now because all this research comes out. I think as a fighter, you definitely have to invest in that, maintain those practices for longevity because fighting is just a flash in the pan of your life, bro. Yeah. You're going to fight 10, 15 years maybe. Some people fight less than that. You have to go live the rest of your life after this. So. And it's the only job like that. Like these physical sports are the only job like that, bro. You don't go be a lawyer for 10 years and then it f***s up your body and your brain the rest of your life. Yeah. Like it probably does being a lawyer in New York City, f*** up your brain.
Stress.
But yeah, it does, bro. This year I'm getting older now. Like this year is the first year I've really felt it in my body. I'm fuck, I'm getting old. Like the injuries don't heal as quick. Like you get injured more. It's like, damn. And I definitely think, you look past fighting now, I'm like, damn, I need to get on the swimming, yoga, all this kind of shit to like look after my body, bro. Like I've had the fun now, I've had some wars, but you just have to be conscious of it. Because you have to go live the rest of your life. But UFC do a great job. They encourage all the supplementation. They send it to you for free. I could go on my phone right now and message the PI. They'll send me a box of supplements. That's amazing. Creatine's a big one, and taking it consistently so it saturates in your brain. Sauna's another one. Can limit like Alzheimer's and brain injuries.
I saw something like sauna use can like decrease every like like just mortality rate or whatever. Like every
it reduces
disease.
all cause mortality.
All cause mortality. That's it.
Especially you're even less likely to have a car accident because you're in the sauna so much. But,
it's a reason to get in there.
Yeah, and UFC have a bunch of supplements, Cinequil from Thorne, and they send you all these supplements.
That's amazing.
For your brain, and they check in on you after. They have concussion protocols and stuff like that. Right. But ultimately, you have to be responsible for your own body, innit?
And ultimately, there is like some sort of agreement amongst all of you that you have to make an agreement with yourself that there's like a certain amount of damage that you're willing to risk.
Of course,
because
bro.
You know,
as soon as I have anything, if I have symptoms of my eyes or my brain, bro, I'm out. I'll never fight again. I don't care about that. But the last brain scan I had, they were like, "Oh, it's like you've never been hit."
Amazing.
Like, thank God.
Amazing.
But yeah, who knows?
Okay. And like the last health thing I wanted to talk about is the weight cutting.
Yeah.
Because this is a problem. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the solution is, but you've got like. I think DeRidder's a great example, actually. Your teammate, we just spoke a lot about him in this episode. That guy is humongous.
Yeah, he's big.
And he's making middleweight, right?
185, yeah. I used to do it as well. I used to make middleweight, and it was so bad for
What the
you.
hell is going on?
Bro, my last middleweight cut, I was like, my back, and your kidneys are fucking hurting. It's silly. When you look at the history of weight cutting, it's like, they had fights, and then they were like, oh, well, guys should be the same. Yeah. Well, if they weigh the same the day before, then it'll be fair. But it's like now we have guys, it's like, it's so silly. We're both cutting 30 pounds and then we're both rehydrating the next day. It's like, we should just meet in the middle. But then people try to rectify that, like one championship.
With the hydration stuff.
But it's the same thing. People just cut. They find ways around it, bro. I've been out there. The guys, they just drink water and keep water in their bladder. And then they go and cut weight uncomfortably, needing to piss the whole time. And then they fucking make the weight. They go weigh in and then they pee the water that they drank before the weight cut. It's like they're just finessing the system. But I don't know the way around it unless everyone moves up, but then people will still do the same thing.
Yeah, it's just never.
They're still going to do the same thing. Yeah, so
I think about like most recently, the biggest example I saw of it was Morales versus Sean Brady, and like you know, Sean Brady.
I was in New York and I saw him cutting weight, man. He cuts a lot of weight. He's huge. He's a middleweight, bro.
Yeah, he looked like a 205.
Yeah, he's massive.
He was insanely huge. So yeah, I mean I wanted to get your insight into that.
But there is a correct way to cut weight, and I'm telling you now, even in the UFC. Hardly anyone knows how to cut weight, bro. I see people doing the wrong things. Like they're working out to cut weight. You don't want to do that. You're already depleted. Your glycogen stores are already depleted, and now you're exercising on top of that. You don't need to. What's the objective of a weight cut? To cut water.
Water, yeah.
Vitor Belfort actually taught me the most about weight cutting. He's like, stop saying weight cut. You're cutting water.
Yeah.
And he taught me about heat acclimation originally. Like throughout the fight camp, he like does a hot bath. And he conditions his mind. He makes it relaxing. He puts music and candles and stuff, so that when he gets to the weight cut, he's like the water cut. He's like it's serene. Chill. He puts the candles and it's nice.
Locked in already.
I'm like that, bro. I don't want to get out the bath when I'm cutting weight.
Wow.
I'm like I could stay. They're like, really? Have a break. I'm like, I'm good.
I mean,
I love it. It feels nice.
I was at UFC 317 filming for Shootbox for Charles Oliveira, like his fight week. I did like a whole little fight week series and edited it all for them. And the weight cut was like the craziest part for me because you know that photo with Charles and everybody's around him. I was there filming that, and you know, obviously I didn't know this is my first time like in the UFC PI and all this in Vegas, and I'm walking in and you got like you know Moicano cutting weight there, Ilya,
everyone's
in that corner.
there.
Charles is right there. There was Peyton Talbot, Tracy Cortez, like everybody's there. It's like, people don't understand like that sauna little room in the PI is tiny, but it's not like huge. You might think it's like. It's probably the size of this basement we're in, like maybe a bit bigger. But it looked excruciating. I'm not gonna lie. Like even just like I felt
Brazilians,
bad.
and I'm part Brazilian. We're notoriously bad for cutting weight. We cut too much weight, man. But we can do it. I don't know how. It's a skill.
Mentality, man.
Yeah, but bro.
Even
a lot of
was...
people don't know what they're doing with cutting weight and even their rehydration. Like when you weigh in, your blood plasma is so thick because you're dehydrated. People try and eat straight away, or they have carbs too soon. Yeah. And you don't. Your blood isn't lubricated enough to go to your stomach to digest. That's why you get people passing out after they eat. Damn. Like there's a science to it, and you got to hire the right people, and there's nutritionists out there that smart fighters work with, and that's even contributes to your health long term as well and your longevity.
That's what I'm thinking about. It's like imagine like Erling Haaland, like the day before the Champions League final, had to like cut 30 pounds to rehydrate. It's like lunacy. It's like we gotta like
imagine that.
Exactly.
They couldn't play.
No, exactly. And imagine that. And they're just running around kicking a ball. Like you guys are like in war, you know, physical combat.
Damn,
so it's like
crazy when you think of it.
I feel like we need to like somehow. I mean, to be fair, the UFC is like what 30 years old, maybe. Yeah. So it's still relatively young. Like we've got leagues like football, like Premier League is like hundreds of years old in terms of like Division 1. I'm going back, but it's like. We got to get like progress here for you guys, for your guys' sake, and that in time.
But they're slowly doing it. They got a great team. God knows what it was like 30 years ago, but now, bro, if you're at a weigh-in, the staff, the PI staff, bro, they're amazing. There's nutritionists running around. They give you a rehydration package. Right. They're on the phone, like they're great. They're always there.
I think it's even what Michael Van Page was talking about when he came over from Bellator. He was like, "Yo, this is like a whole new level."
Different level, bro, and I get in trouble because I just dog PFL and these other shows. But I fought for Bellator. UFC is a whole different league. They're the best in the world, bro. It's not even close. Yeah. Like Dana used to say at PFL, they're giving away tickets in the parking lot. Buy two, get two free. They're like $20. UFC, bro, every single event is sold out. They go to the ends of the earth, bro. They're in fucking Madagascar. It's sold out.
Sold out.
So,
but that's the thing, their brand carries so much power now. They don't even need like Conor McGregor anymore. No. That's what I'm saying. They're not even. Dana's not in a rush to get.
But it's back. Because like PFL, they have shows where it's like there's people fighting on the main card. They're not even on the roster. Right. They bring in a local guy to fight their star. Like it's like you can't take them seriously. They're not making the best fights. There's fights that are like rigged.
But is it? Yeah. Well, the UFC struggling with that now. With what's his face? What was it? Bulgarian or whatever?
Oh, yeah. That was weird. I don't know what's going to come out of
that. That is crazy. That is crazy. Like, yeah. Anyway, there's one question that we were talking, me and Andrew upstairs. Andrew's behind the camera. He's helping. This is all his space. Thanks, Andrew, for all of this. We were talking upstairs, right? And I was like talking about who you were, and just because he doesn't really watch UFC, he's not into fighting at all. And I was like, nah, like listen, like Tuco's a nice guy, but like these fighters, you know, they're killers. Like he'll just kill us in 2 seconds if he wanted to. Like he could just dominate us. And they were like, at the end of the interview, I'm gonna ask him, like, if you really wanted to, like we're two very average non-athletes.
How would I fight you two?
Like how long would it take you to just destroy us both, walk out this Bushwick apartment and get on your way?
So I would straight away I would dart to you because you're closest to the stairs, so I could trap off downstairs.
Oh God,
and I would strike you first.
Yeah.
Maybe try to hurt you and put you down or hit you and occupy you. But then after that, I would run to him and I would wrestle him and grapple him. Maybe I would try to do it standing because I don't want to be on the ground. You could get up and kick me. But yeah, I would probably try and arm drag him and get to his back and put him in a choke, or just front headlock, pull him down and put him in a choke. And after that, 10 seconds, he'd be asleep. Like, I don't know how long it is till you're dead, holding on to it with no oxygen. But I'd probably leave him asleep, then come over to you.
Finish me off.
Finish you off. But I think jiu-jitsu is the cleanest, quickest, most efficient approach. Because you guys wouldn't be, like, striking, everyone has a puncher's chance. You could close your eyes and just swing a punch and catch me, you know? But grappling is like, and I've been doing it for so long, bro, 15 years. So
put us both to sleep real quick.
And just hold on. It's quick, bro.
Amazing. Tuco, thank you so much. Thanks for
Appreciate
coming on the
guys.
pod, Tuco Tokkos. Actually, when's your next fight? Just before we finish.
Bro, I'm still dealing with a couple injuries, and they've called me a couple times, but this year's booked up, so I'm trying to get early next year, or if they're going to London in March.
You've got to be on a London card.
I know, man. I'll aim for that. I'll aim for that. That'd be amazing. That'd be a dream come true. I fought at Wembley with Bellator, but to fight at the O2 would be sick.
Happy to see you in a good way, man. Happy that you're coming off a victory.
Thank you. Appreciate
English
you guys,
MMA,
man.
We're proud. We're winning. We're winning.
go.
We're on top. You know it.
Let's
all
go.
right. See you guys next time. Subscribe, comment, like, do all of that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Now I got to put him in a choke just so he can feel it. You never felt a choke?
Oh shit.
That's like 20%. But imagine when you're really like, as hard as you can.
You're just like closing.
I'm just gonna put a slow screen. You got to tap. He's not tapping. He's bringing him to sleep.
He's a beast. Wait, what? He's gonna die. He's gonna fucking
I was like,
let himself go on camera.